The flat green fields of Holland flashed by a few hundred feet below. I saw a windmill, a small pine forest, a canal crossing. In the distance, the spire of an immense church rose from a cluster of tile-roofed houses. No flag, I said to myself. No flag. Maybe this won't be so bad after all. We were jammed together so tightly that I could hardly breathe. Our left legs were all forward in a lockstep, ready to go. The jumpmaster was crouched by the equipment bundles in the door. The line of men surged forward, flinging their static lines at the till as they jumped. I followed them. Stopping all fold, my mind went blank, and I ran out the door without taking the proper stance. I fell without knowing that I was falling, without even seeing where I was headed. Suddenly, the opening shock unsnapped me. I was spinning furiously, for my poor exit, combined with a badly packed chute, had twisted my risers and suspension lines so much that my head was pinned down hard, with my chin touching the top of my rifle case. I couldn't look up to check my canopy, but I didn't particularly care. Why worry, I thought, glad to be out of the plane and on my own. I'm alive and floating free. The 17th of September 1944 was a beautiful day for parachuting. Clear skies, barely any wind, and a bright, late summer sun that was shining down on a field so big and flat that it may as well have been purpose-built for airborne landings. On that day, more than 6,500 men of the 101st Airborne Division jumped from over 400 planes in what the division's official history later called the most successful landing the division ever had. The drop was made 30 kilometers behind enemy lines, but for a moment it seemed like a parade ground display. Soon these fields were alive with frantic activity. As the first wave struggled free from their harnesses, the next planeload of troopers came floating down, pulling at their risers to slow down their descent. Heavy equipment bundles kicked up clouds of dust as they impacted the ground. Discarded yellow life jackets punctuated the green fields, while parachutes gently swayed in the soft breeze. All the while, a continuous roar filled the air, as wave after wave of transport planes added their share of paratroopers to the descending cloud. It didn't take long for the first curious onlookers to arrive. Expectations of an imminent liberation had reached a fever pitch in the days leading up to Market Garden. So when the locals saw the thousands of parachutes come down, they excitedly flocked to the landing fields. Farmers brought their horse carts to help gather supplies, while others cared for the injured or pointed out German positions on officers' maps. Webster had a brief bird's-eye view of the spectacle as he floated down beneath his parachute. Everything looked fine on the ground. There were no trees, rocks, roads or houses on the mile-square, brownish-green field that was our drop zone. Flat and smooth, the field was cut here and there by low barbed wire fences and shallow drainage ditches. No enemy was in sight. There appeared to be no hostile ground fire. The drop zone was alive with men. Hundreds of spotted green parachutes dotted the grass, while still more floated down in a beautiful spectacle, alive with shouting. This was a big jump, a regimental combat team on one field, and we were all landing together. It was a thrilling sight to see. My risers had untwisted by the time I was ready to land. I reached up, grasped all four, pulled down hard, and landed standing up. This was a sin in combat, but I couldn't resist the temptation, for the jump was so perfect. My chute collapsed, and I lay down quickly and got free of my harness. With amazing swiftness, the other men were already clearing off the field. I did not want to be left behind.